At Disney's Hollywood Studios, the controversial decision to rip out Muppet Vision 3D has reverberated throughout the Walt Disney World fandom. Now we're seeing that the incoming Monsters Incorporated attraction that's going to take the place of Jim Henson's final work is not exactly breaking the bank. We're going to talk about it today on That Park Place. Guys, Disney to spend $22.4 million to transform Muppet Vision 3D into Monsters Incorporated. Now, this says a massive $22.4 million. I don't think this is that much money. This looks like it's going to be one of the cheapest and slap a new coat of paint on it reskins of all time, which makes it even angrier because it's like, if you were going to get rid of Muppet Vision 3D, tell me at least that you have this amazing idea for something that's going to revolutionize the theme park world. Don't tell me that you're then going to drop a measly $22 million, which, yes, to you and me, guys, is a lot of money, but to the Disney company, that is pocket change.
Yeah.
So, this is according to documents obtained by the Orlando Business Journal from the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. Disney is spending approximately $22.4 million on the project to transform Muppet Vision 3D into an as-of-yet unnamed Monsters Incorporated attraction. The records were released in response to a public records request after construction permits for the site surfaced in December. The scope of the work includes interior demolition along with new structural and architectural installations inside the existing theater space. Now, of course, Muppet Vision 3D originally opened in 1991 on May 16th, was a long-running attraction in Hollywood Studios for more than 3 decades. The roughly 15-minute show featured a mix of 3D film, audio animatronics, and live puppetry, starring Jim Henson's beloved Muppets, and we will see what Monsters Incorporated is going to bring to this. But guys, they're not putting a lot of effort into this, Vash Sky.
No. To underscore this, by the way, I did a little research and to answer some questions about the story. This is just for the Muppet Vision 3D Theater. Just to be clear, this is not for all of Monsters, Inc. But to spend this little on this theater is really profound. And how do we know it's a smaller number? Well, we just have to look across the country over there at what just took place at the Opera House at Disneyland Park. This being the Walt Disney Wonderful Life. They spent $5 million alone just on the turntable mechanism to provide for both It's a Wonderful Life starring Walt Disney and that new audio animatronic, and also to Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln. To have that rotational thing happen, that was a $5 million thing just in that alone. I would argue that with $22 million, I would be hard-pressed to see if they could even, I don't know, if let's say Muppet Vision 3D was an attraction coming out in like 2027, I don't even think that would be necessary to reinstall that or to install it for the first time, much less to reimagine that attraction on the back end right there. I was trying to get estimates on how much some recent products are worth, but in the case of It's a Wonderful Life, that Walt Disney show at Disneyland, that's estimated to be anywhere between $20 to $30 million. Again, that's a single figure movie presentation and a projection backdrop. $22 million is not a lot.
So, I mean, they probably spent more than this to turn Tough to Be a Bug into Zootopia Better Together, and that is just basically a reskin.
Did we have the numbers for that when they did the revamp? No. But I still think they took everything Monsters, Inc. related out of Anaheim and brought it to Orlando. That's my theory. Because it's no longer in Anaheim. They ripped it all out.
Yes.
They're going to recycle it and bring it here. That we're going to get leftovers. That's nice.
Yeah, Muppet Vision 3D was a opening attraction for Disney California Adventure back in February 2001. They removed that, I want to say 2017 or so, which was unfortunate to lose that presentation, obviously. And the hope was that at least the attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios could have new life, as a lot of those assets could be reused for maintenance and so forth. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out. In fact, less than 10 years later, it's now being replaced, which is really unfortunate. Look, I would love for a replacement to be imbued with, groundbreaking technologies, or a presentation that is worthy of that legacy that was left behind by Jim Henson in that Muppet Vision 3D theater. Unfortunately, I think this is Tiana's Body Adventure or Zootopia Better Together all over again. And by the way, this was a public records request. So, hey, Compliments to the guy who actually filed it. But if you are interested in other happenings around the Walt Disney World Resort, maybe filing those public records requests might not be such a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, the most you could have based on where the Monsters Incorporated ride is going to be. It's going to be in what was essentially a backstage area before, which means that you didn't need a full Monstropolis area. You could have kept Muppet Vision 3D as it was and just built this roller coaster that people did genuinely seem to want. Instead, you've gutted an entire beloved area, ripped out a classic piece of history, and all for what? It's clear that they don't have any major plan for this. I think Ron Bradley in the chat called it Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor 2.0. We have, like you said, we already have a Monsters Incorporated theater show, and no one goes to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so true.
And to be fair, Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor is probably better than whatever it is we're going to be getting here because it has that live element to it.
It does. There's a real actor interacting with everyone in the back.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do. We did it recently. It was great. It's interactive for the whole family. It's nice and it's friendly to people with disabilities. It's just really a nice little show, and it does not have a long. I think the longest I've ever seen it was 30-minute wait, 20-minute wait. That's it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a big wait ever.
AC.
And it's really unfortunate that the other attraction that isn't a big wait at Magic Kingdom right now is actually, Jonas by Adventure. We just actually covered it. And remember, that was $140 million. This is a fraction of that. And if people were disappointed by that attraction, well, you can only imagine people's disappointment when they actually see this. This is supposed to be one of the anchors for this new land, and to only get $22 million is really, really unfortunate. Now, again, perhaps this budget grows and so forth, but according to that Wall Street Journal article, they've been very analytical when it comes to the costs associated with these redos, these refurbishments, etc. I don't anticipate that this will grow exponentially over time, and it's sad. This has like Marvin said, they didn't have to touch it at all. They didn't have to touch this at all. They could have very well incorporated the Muppets into Monsters, Inc. in a very creative way, as Imagineering has done before with some, attractions and so forth. This is simply a cost-cutting measure. This is WDI looking to lessen the burden of an attraction like Muppet Vision 3D with the cast members that it utilizes, with the animatronics that are featured within it, and strip it down, dumb it down to something that is a little bit more cost conscious overall.
Do you think that this new show in the Muppet Vision 3D theater, I don't know, maybe it's like an audition, like you walk through, they turn you into a monster like on a screen, and you have to like audition to be a monster if you're funny enough.
Like way more than $22.4 million worth of transformation.
Okay, you think so? You would know. I mean, I don't know that much. I mean, when you walk through like a screen and then it like turns you into a mon, then you're obviously going to sit down somewhere, but you're auditioning. I don't know what they could be doing because they already have the laugh floor is to get enough laughs to fill the canister. So I don't know what else they could be possibly doing other than, put a display on the stage, and the more laughs, the kid laughs. I don't know with the robot.
What's the biggest complaint for this part of the park, or the park itself? What's the biggest complaint for the studios park? What is it?
They've stripped all of the nostalgia, and they have stripped the theming that it once held of dating back to golden era Hollywood throughout the entire park. Those are the two biggest complaints.
Well, and there's not enough to do would be the third one, or the one that would be the most obvious. Because when you go to this park, what do you do? How many attractions are there? And this is probably something that Florida suffers from, California doesn't. But this is a people eater attraction. Did you guys know that? Seats about 600 people, 580, I believe, is the max capacity. It's these 580 people. It keeps them busy for 15 minutes. Did you guys know that?
Yeah,
so
you probably have three shows an hour or something like that. So
it's at maximum, yeah. and then because you have load and unload, and you also have one actor there, Sweetums, And you also have a lot of 4D elements. Well, if you just take out the 4D elements, you're reducing complexity, you're reducing engineering time or maintenance time, as you guys were talking about, was one of the woes that Imagineering complains about all the time. If you just run a 3D film, you're keeping people occupied for a little while. I think that's the best you're going to get. I don't think you're going to get anything as complicated as MJ is imagining. I don't think they, A, have the creativity, and B, $22.5 million is just enough to shoot the film. You guys have to remember, somebody has to write whatever this is, and then somebody has to make it. So $22.5 million sounds like a film replacement for, a land speeder. If you're lucky.
I'm guessing what we're going to get is like what they did with the Tree of Life. We're getting that just in a different location and a different IP. There's going to be no imagination. The technology is not going to be there. It's not going to be like going to Harry Potter Paris and seeing the circus thing they got going there. That would require Disney to actually have to be creative. And I don't understand why is it they've gotten so far away from, if you can't make it better, then leave it alone. This thing of equal to lesser value, why bother?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that. It is a look, I have not been back to Hollywood studios since before Muppet Vision was closed. I have been purposely avoiding it. I don't like to go there. I don't want to see it all boarded up. I don't want to see this Monsters Inc. crap.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is completely and utterly unnecessary. They got rid of one of the most unique areas of the park, an area that people have special memories in, and got rid of things like the Miss Piggy fountain. I mean, they had already gotten rid of the Kermit balloon because of Galaxy's Edge, but it's nonsense. It's utter nonsense, and honestly, it looks like Disney is putting zero effort in to what should be one of its best areas.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.